Okay, all right. Hopefully everything is working fine. Allow me quickly to turn on live chat. So yeah, all right. Apparently we can start. Be ready for disconnections. Although this, if any happens, if any disconnections happen, then it should not end the stream. So yeah, I'll be whenever I see a disconnection, I'll be just waiting for a reconnection, and I'll be continuing with the content. So eventually bear with me. Don't walk away, don't go away. On these live streams, of course, I talk about what just happened in the cryptocurrency market. My name is Hightech, and I've been 11 years in this space, so I know a thing or two. I'll be also explaining you what's up with Hightech meme coin, why you maybe should be interested in it, and yeah, let's go with the topic. Let's go with discussion with what we are. You know what? Maybe because here I have okay on the phone. I have the vertical one because I took two live streams at once. Here I have vertical live stream. Maybe here I will turn on the horizontal one. I think that will be only fair. No, this is vertical. This is actually vertical. The second one is horizontal one. Okay, it's here. All right, cool. Now I'll have both both chats, both live chats. If you guys have any questions, of course, regarding today and what has happened in the crypto space, uh, just write your questions, write your doubts. What is he saying? YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, as such viewers will experience buffering. Okay, well, I have no other choice. Here it looks like the output, the throughput is should be sufficient. Oh yeah, let's go to the Bitcoin chart, and as you see, as you may have noticed, I have I received today a buy signal on Bitcoin chart on 15 minutes interval, which is the interval I trade, and so far I'm having a pullback, as you see, after this entry signal. The last exit signal was here, and just before all of that collapse in the crypto market happened on Friday 10. So that is why, even if you are new to this channel, you should already know those signals. Buy or sell signals are not to be underestimated. They can give you a quite early insight into what could potentially happen. This is not uncommon to see a pullback after a buy signal. Same with the exit signal. Sometimes there is a small pump and then it rolls over. With entry signal, of course, it happens in reverse. So first a little bit of a dump and then a huge move up. Generally speaking, this algorithm searches for very, very strong momentum and very good win-lose ratio. That's why, generally speaking, does its job very well. But yeah, as of now, it's experiencing a pullback. It could turn out to be a fake out, of course, naturally. I mean, so far it's nothing that could clearly point to it. It looks pretty much standard. Rarely it happens. I receive entry signal and it just takes off like a I don't know a fighter jet. Most of the time there is some pullbacks, so that's why I still remain optimistic. I'm definitely not, let's say, anyhow scared of this pullback here. Um, but the alcohol market, of course, is reacting to this as well. it actually got painted pretty red, as you see. The KDA, of course, is suffering the most, and this is, among other things, one of the top topics of today's live stream. Why? Because I think what has happened on KDA marks a very important moment. Why? Because KDA basically went bankrupt, right? If we go over to KDA, we will see that it went way lower than on Friday the 10th. So here, right? Way lower. It literally nailed the floor, hammered the nail in the coffin, which is generally very unexpected to see after such a strong sell-off overall, because here it went I mean, the most aggressive moment. How low did it go? Minus 82%. And here it went another minus 80. Okay, minus 60. Still decent. Still decent though. Nothing to complain about. But yeah, it literally went bankrupt. I mean, the blockchain itself is on proof of work, which in my opinion is much super in terms of security and decentralization. Of course, is much superior to proof of stake. Although proof of stake is much lighter, it's much it can be much faster. Of course, is much less power hungry. So it wins in other areas, but when it comes to decentralization, proof of work is the king, literally, like Jesus. So this one is on proof of work. It will continue to function, of course, because it has a community. It has miners. It has a community of miners, so probably it will survive. But this is very characteristic to the end of a bear market, right? I mean, whenever bankruptcies start to happen, this is a sign of the end of a bear market. And some people could say, but man, what bear market? I mean, the Bitcoin keeps climbing up. What are they talking about? Well, there's Bitcoin and a bunch of other coins that were performing quite well and keep performing quite well in the grand scheme of things. Binance Coin is, one of those, belongs to that group. But when we switch over to greater time frame on KDA, there is nothing here. Like literally, there was, since this coin started on Binance, which was, as you see, 14th of March in 2022, it was a steep ride down the hill. It wasn't going very well for this project, and not only for this blockchain, not only for this coin, for majority of the altcoin market. It was looking somewhat similar, of course, with not exactly, not let's say it wasn't mirrored, let's say, on other charts. However, yeah, overall the performance was somewhat familiar, right? So that is why it just gives me a very bullish vibe, because this is my third cycle. So that means I skipped only participating to the full extent. I actually skipped only the first one, even though I was a spectator, I was an observer, but I wasn't participating in it. I didn't have skin in the game. So see something like this, then I have this itching in my back that we are literally at the end of the road, right? We are at the end of that very very bumpy road, and when even foundations of projects or I don't know, the creators of projects are throwing in the towel, I don't think you can ask for clearer signs that those guys are the last ones. They are always the last ones to go and turn off the light, like captains, right? Like captains on the ship, on a ship. So yeah, I think that's even more bullish, right? I mean, after what happened on Friday, that gave me a very bullish mindset after I saw how hard this market got hit, how big of a shakeout it was, and now we are starting to get something like this. That's another confirmation. That's literally another confirmation. And on top of it, I also see people actually interpret it the other way around. They say this is the beginning of a bear market. Meanwhile, this is a very characteristic of the end of a bear market, right? And and how can you talk about the beginning of a bear market on an asset that was performing like this? It never have seen since its inception. It never have seen a bull market, right? So it's been from the very beginning. It's been in a bear market. So yeah. So apparently we are getting closer and closer, and I know it's very exhausting because I'm a market participant too, but nearly almost every day, right? That we must be very very close. We are moving the direction. It's been a long way. We traveled, but the final destination is already outside. So that's super cool. On top of it, of course, seasonally, we are in this part of year that favorites recovery slash rallies. I just watched Kevin Svensson's material, and he's pointing to the same. He was actually focusing uh, in his last material. He recorded it like 7 hours ago. I think he was focusing, pointing out to in that Friday correction that it maintained its bullish course. Indeed, but the altcoin market, the altcoin market on the other hand, it's got again all-time lows in a very spectacular fashion, like just end of the show. In this case, a bearish show. So it's time to flip the coin. It's literally time to flip the coin and start to see that thing, right? We've been waiting for so long. Okay, allow me to quickly check how live chat here is looking. Okay, if you guys have any questions, today I normally I live stream to 5 platforms at once. Today I decided I will just do YouTube. Why? Because I noticed my connection is breaking up again. And whenever that happens, when I live stream from Rumble Studio, it literally means all of the live streams besides YouTube will just end. So that's why if I run a risk, such a risk, then I rather live stream only on YouTube. So yeah, so that's why you will not see Rumble Studio interface today. Okay. So yeah, so this is a biggie. This is, you may not treat it seriously just yet, but yeah, you will see. You will see. It won't be very difficult to realize quite soon. On Bitcoin dominance, as you see, at least until now, it looks like we keep climbing. We keep climbing up. So we maintain this bullish uptrend here, right? When we look at the loss, we maintain it. The bullish characteristic is one of the most, let's say, easy to spot bullish characteristic of an uptrend, higher lows, and that one, this chart still maintains. But since I'm speculating this is going to be an inverse Adam, any formation, it can have different shapes, right? So I was speculating it could be something like this, but very well it could be also something like this. It could be something like this. We will not know, of course, until it's completed. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. That's why it's called speculation. You know, before it's fully printed, we try to guess what is going what is going to be. What is definitely not going to be. I mean, what it definitely won't be in my estimation, in my forecast, is a steady uptrend, maintained literally in that fashion until we get to 63.3%. That will definitely not happen. That's what I say. Of course, I'm taking certain amount of risk that I get things wrong from time to time. It happens to me. But here I'm sure in a big way, right? Yeah, I'm very, very sure we will not see anything that will come close to it. Even though maybe on the way up, it may start to look like it, like we are going for that 63.3. But at the end of the day, it will not come to that. I even expect we will roll over here. Apparently, we are back. So yeah, that that is exactly what I was explaining at the beginning. That probably I will get some disconnection or two, and it literally just happened. So that's why I live stream today. I live stream only to YouTube because I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. But yeah, I set everything up the way that the live stream will not get cut off whenever I stumble upon some difficulties with my internet. So because of it, I can continue now. Such a relief. Yesterday I did not do it, and it was pissing me off big time. So yeah, so that's how I see it. S&P, on the other hand, is still looking very good. Even though, as you see, today was slightly red, but on Heiken Ash, if we switch to Heiken Ash, it will probably be green. Yeah, it is. So let's go back to normal candles on 15-minute time frame. When you look, at it under magnifying glass, it just shows us that we are, consolidating. We are back to this zone, all-time high, previous all-time high. I mean, current all-time high zone, very close vicinity, and it will be very easy for the TradFi market to reach out for another all-time high, right? I was speculating on it when we had this drop. I was saying, probably this will not be that great correction everyone is expecting. Even me myself, I also say that yeah, we will see a big correction in TradFi. We'll see at some point big correction on crypto and Bitcoin, but possibly, I mean, at the fastest it will happen sometime in the mid-November. So we still have like 20 few days, right, um, for it, and that 20 few days should serve us amazingly well in the altcoin realm, let's say. So yeah, we are collecting more and more signs. I mean, now I think pretty much 90% of influencers are calling for a bear market. With Cadena collapse, within few hours, few more will join. I think those that do not remember, for example, how when bankruptcies were happening in 2022, where exactly in the cycle, right? At what part of the altcoin market chart, and they'll be calling for a bear market, right? Committing that very severe mistake of short memory, and the fact that yeah, the bankruptcies were happening, but always it was at the end of a bear market, not at the beginning. So yeah, like I said, it makes me even more bullish right now. So let's go over maybe let's see how liquidations are going, how it is looking now. So as you see, $323 million liquidated on Bitcoin. So again, liquidity grabbing at its finest on the derivatives market. Hopefully you did not lose anything. Hopefully you listened to me and you escaped from futures. That's a casino, unfortunately. I know it's very tempting to hear that you can make a living of it, and we didn't. I mean, even starting with a very very small amount of money, unfortunately, that's not even possible. I I will not even say it's not that easy. No, it's impossible. You can score a huge win if you're very very lucky, but you will give it all back after a while at best. So just stay with the spot market, and that's your only hope. So as you see, long and shorts more or less equal, very close. But this is for 24 hours, right? It's because we pumped, now we dumped. A typical scenario, right? Whenever there is still some gamblers in the market, that's what market does. What market makers do actually, because it's not a coincidence, right? It's because once there was more organic liquidity above the price and then more organic liquidity below the price, and since they are big boys, they can move the price, so they open longs on shorts on the opposite end, and then they dump or pump to sweep that liquidity. Okay, let's take a look at liquidation heat map. All right, so now definitely most of the liquidity is above the price, much higher than previously, and that direction you should be expecting in upcoming days. We are not falling down from here. I mean, even if we still have a little bit of a follow up, it will be very shallow, and it will be much more fear than any merit to it. And I know it's very difficult listen to this kind of opinion, after how the outcome market has been performing so far, but nothing lasts forever, and that underperformance of the outcome market took its time. It really took its time. The outcome market is definitely by now it's fully baked. It's ready to be served on the table and brought to the table, right? Um, so yeah, guys. I mean, before that happens, think also about trying something small at high tech. This is the only project I recommend here. I promote here, and it will stay that way. This is a very small market yet. So that's why the upside potential here is probably one of the best on the internet, as I tend to say. The link to how to get yourself a little bit, the tutorial how to get yourself a little bit, you will find it in the description section of this live stream. Give it a try, give it a shot, and yeah, don't over invest, of course. Put in something small just so it can sit. Just so you don't have to be nervous about it, even if you experience some negative volatility with this allocation. Just give it time, and I think I'm actually sure it will pay off in a big way. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, of course, ask me in the live chat. Scanning live chats now on both mobile and desktop live stream. And what else? Haven't I forgot about? Okay, let's take a look at the sentiment. Crypto fear and greed index at 33, so very low. If we close it like this, then probably. Hold a second. Is it from now? Yeah, it is from now. Okay. Yeah, because it's 7 minutes after midnight on UTC. So yeah, so this one is actually up to date. So nothing will change anymore until the next 24 hours accomplishes. So yeah, it's very low. This is very low. Altcoin season index is very low too. The sentiment is in the crypto influencing scene is definitely on the ground, face down. Spot ETFs experience outflows on Monday, a small one, but outflows nonetheless. So that is not seen as anything positive neither. So it adds to the picture. I think at this point more than even more than necessary, which is good because that means we will rail even harder. And yeah, so let's take a look at my X timeline. Let's see what we've got here. So notification, yeah, okay, I got a repost of this live stream on X. That's cool. So yeah, one of the biggest news today is that BlackRock listed. I don't know exactly what that is. Exchange traded product, kind of an ETF, I suppose, a version of it. BlackRock themselves, they are not investing in Bitcoin. Remember about it. On their balance sheet, they have slightly over 6 Bitcoin. Yeah, you heard me right, 6. This much. But of course, that does not stop them from making money off it with different services they offer. And this is another big news today that DeepSeek version 3.1 dominates AI trading, and it actually delivers some results. Here, Coin Bureau is mentioning about 10% of profit, but I forgot to say. In what period exactly? Was it in one day? Was it in 1 week, 1 month? That's a very very important lacking part of this news. From judging by my experience, I highly discourage you from using AI to be trading actively in real time. That's a very bad idea. What you can use AI for is to help you with forging a strategy. For that, it's actually fairly good if you know how to instruct it. If you don't, then it will not help you, definitely. It will write you a very, very bad, very weak strategy that will bring you no benefit. But yeah, it's echoing as you see. 30K impressions, 330 likes, 52 reposts. That's something. What else? SpaceX is moving their Bitcoin. They have 268 million dollars worth of Bitcoin, which is, as we already know, way more than BlackRock. BlackRock has a world of difference. And I don't know exactly if Federal Reserve already had that conference or not yet. I suppose they already had it because all of the space was mentioning it will happen 21st, and now we are entering 22nd. So it's probably finished. Yeah, another one news talking about it. Jack Dorsey's comment about Bitcoin that it will unite USA, I suppose, and then the rest of the world. So yeah, I think the biggest news of today is about DeepSeek, that it's giving hope to retailers that it will be trading for them. I hate to break it to you, but yeah, it will not happen. And I know what I'm saying because I play with those things quite a lot every single day. They have no idea about trading. They try to use the general knowledge, and general knowledge is not very, if you don't know what you supposed to pay attention to exactly. So yeah, it's not that colorful. Sky News says Andrew Tate has 21 million Bitcoin. Oh my god, he scooped them all. The G, the top G. What did you expect? I mean, as you